And pray tell, who might you be, fellow?
President Jefferson, I'm from the future, and I'm here to learn about Virginia wine.
Ah, well, wine from long habit has become indispensable for my health.
Uh-huh.
And how much wine do you typically drink? My measure is a perfectly sober 3 or 4 glasses at dinner.
3 or 4? That's nearly a bottle of wine, Mr. President. It says here your household drinks nearly 400 bottles of wine a year.
No nation is drunken where wine is cheap and none sober, where the dearness of wine substitutes ardent spirits as the common beverage.
My God, our country is founded by drunks. Welcome back to Rewind with bschwitty, because never put off till tomorrow what you can do today. Speaking of today, clearly you can see that this is another animated episode, which means I spent a lot of time trying to animate some weird looking sprites for y'all. Hopefully it was worth it. So there's no doubt that our third president loved wine, almost as much as he enjoyed writing things that Nicolas Cage would eventually steal. And Thomas Jefferson wasn't the only lover of wine in Virginia. In fact, this Saturday, there's an entire event called Open That Bottle of Virginia Wine Day. It's a day where people all across the state, the country, and possibly the world pull out their favorite bottle of Virginia wine and open them as a community. But before I get to that, I thought we should take a dive into what Virginia wine is all about. So for those of you who are geographically challenged, Virginia is on the east coast of the United States. But strangely enough, the 38th parallel runs through both Napa, California and Middleburg, Virginia, which means that climate-wise, they are in the same ballpark, give or take. Back in 1980, there were only 5 wineries in the state and made wine mostly from hybrid grapes. But by 2012, Virginia had over 200 wineries and made wine from over 80% Vitis vinifera grapes. Currently, one of their 4 websites promoting Virginia wineries boasts that they make some of the best Bordeaux-style blends west of the left bank. Okay, virginiawine.org, calm down. I'm sure there's some good wines made there, but I don't see any 100-point wines coming out of your state. Say nothing of high-scoring Bordeaux-style blends. I'm not trying to throw shade here, I just want to point out that there is a ton of hyperbole in these websites focused on promoting wine regions and in wine marketing in general. But that's a topic I cover in another episode, which you could probably find in a card or something in the top right corner. Back to Virginia, let's talk about its growing season. Typically the season is short, budding doesn't occur until late April, and then there is a hot and humid summer. Most of the Virginia vineyards are located about 30 miles east of the Blue Ridge Mountains. In total, there are only about 4,000 acres of vines in Virginia. And for reference, Napa Valley has about 43,000 acres of wine in an area about 30 miles long and a couple of miles wide, which is much smaller compared to the entire state of Virginia. Varieties commonly grown in Virginia include the Bordeaux red staples of Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Cab Franc, Petit Verdot, and Malbec, as well as Chardonnay, Viognier, and Norton. If you want a full list of varietals grown in the region, you can always go to virginiawine.org/varietals. While we're discussing these Virginia wines, we should take a quick detour to talk about the different AVAs there. The 8 distinct American viticultural areas are North Fork of Roanoke AVA, Rocky Knob AVA, George Washington Birthplace AVA, Virginia Peninsula AVA, Middleburg AVA, Monticello AVA, Virginia's Eastern Shore AVA, and the Shenandoah Valley AVA. Man, those are some fun names. As someone who lives in California with a bunch of simple names for AVAs, it's humorous for me to see one named George Washington's Birthplace, or North Fork of Roanoke, which I think is a river, which would explain the North Fork. But to be fair, one of the cities in my home state is just the town George Washington, home to the Gorge Amphitheater. Yes, that's right, the Gorge in George Washington. Who would have thought that the way I shoehorned in talking about George Washington in an episode about Virginia would be by referencing a town in the state of Washington? My head hurts. But why have we been learning about Virginia and its wine today? As I said at the top of the episode, this Saturday is the second annual Open That Bottle of Virginia Wine Day, which I have got to say is a mouthful, and not of wine. What this day is a celebration of Virginia wine started by Frank Morgan, a wine blogger from drinkwhatyouLike.com. This year, Frank will be moderating a panel discussion with winemakers from across the state on Zoom, so you can all check it out. I actually picked up a 3-pack of tasting-sized bottles from 868 Estate Vineyards to taste during the event that I'm looking forward to. And of course, we'll be reviewing the event and the tasting pack on next Friday's episode. While I realized a little late into the pandemic that these online tastings are a way to taste wine from parts of the country I normally wouldn't be able to travel to and taste at even during normal conditions, events like these keep this virtual wine tasting idea alive. Not only that, but virtual tastings and virtual wine events are a good way to go out and try wine without having to leave the house or risk spreading the virus further, while still being able to support wineries. Which is one of the reasons why I do Rewind, is because I want you to go out there and find the wines that you like yourself from whatever wineries that you are interested in. Personally, I'm looking forward to tasting some Virginia wines this weekend, and don't forget to check out the hashtag OpenVAWines. Seriously, the marketing on this is terrible. VA stands for volatile acidity when it relates to wine. VA is a measure of, among other things, acetic acid, which is the primary acid associated with the smell and taste of vinegar. Come on, Frank. You've been blogging about wines longer than I've been able to drink them. OpenVAWines, really? Anyway, let me know in the comments if you plan on participating in Open That Bottle of Virginia Wine Day. You can find the link to the Zoom meeting RSVP at virginiawines.org/events or check it out in the description. Let's try and pack the house and spread the love for Virginia wines on Saturday. I think that'd be really cool. Tell them Rewind sent you. Maybe we can make our own terrible hashtag too. Hashtag TryVAWine or hashtag ILoveVAWine. You decide and you do it yourselves. As always, you can find more of me at rewindshow.com, which takes you to my YouTube channel, or on Instagram at rewindshow, and on Twitter as at bschwitty. This has been Rewind. My name is bschwitty, and I will catch you next time.